Good afternoon and welcome to this Thursday Thought. Well, as some of you may know, I have a wall of heroes in my office just opposite my desk over there. I can see it at all times when I'm at my desk, and I receive many blessings from looking at those photos that I have there. Most of the photos are of people who I'm honoring by placing their photos on the wall. I have some other photos there as well. I have a photo of the now former planet Pluto, and I have one also of the Earth. I also have a photo of a couple of therapy dogs that have been in my past. And I have two photos of Eeyore. Eeyore, the donkey in Winnie the Pooh stories. Eeyore, as you may know, comes across as kind of a pessimistic and gloomy sort of character who seems to have bad things happen to him. Yet he always gets up, so to speak, dusts himself off, and goes on with life and with living. One of the photos I have shows Eeyore with his head between his front legs, looking back toward his tail. The other shows him with Pooh, and the caption on the photo that says this: "Any day spent with you is my favorite day." And that was spoken by Pooh to Eeyore. Well, Eeyore is described by Wikipedia as physically one of the stronger animals of the series, and he's often treated as a pack animal whenever the plot in that story calls for one. His house seems to regularly be knocked over somehow or another, but he always rebuilds it. He usually expects misfortune of some sort to happen to him. He accepts it when it does, and he rarely even tries to prevent it. His catchphrases are, "Thanks for noticing me," and also, "Okay." Well, I can certainly relate to Eeyore. In fact, I'm sometimes referred to by that name by my family. I suppose that's because I'm just not the bubbly type. I rarely show a lot of emotion, and I've been told that I sometimes come across as angry or upset when I'm nowhere close to those emotions. I don't know that I always have bad things happen to me, or that I don't try to prevent those things from happening, but I've always thought that I go on with life and living when bad things do happen, preferring to look ahead rather than continuing to live in the past. And as I've said, I'm nowhere near that bubbly, outgoing type. I'd much rather pretty much stand over in a corner in a crowd, or not even be there in the first place. Even if that crowd is people that I know and love, I seem to do better when I'm on my own, or at least separated somewhat from being in the middle of those crowds. Now, I don't avoid crowds at all costs. I do attend concerts, I visit zoos, parks, and other places where there's likely to be others gathered. I've gone on cruises, I've flown commercially, I've attended college football, basketball games, I've enjoyed several vacations in places where there were crowds. At our church, I teach classes, I visit with other congregants. I enjoy my time there, but I just seem to be a little more relaxed and, shall we say, at home when I'm alone or with my wife. Now, I know everyone's different. I know there are the personalities that seem to relish being around others, and they do well at absorbing that energy that's found in crowds. These are the ones who seem to be those that we notice right away, that when they come into a room, everyone takes notice of their presence. Well, I'm not one of them. Crowds don't feed my energy level. Rather, they take it away from me. I consume energy, and I'm tired when I've been in a crowd for a time. I'd much prefer that no one much notice that I'm even there. Let me just stand in a corner, so to speak, and observe and listen. My friend Eeyore is on my wall of heroes, not because of his pessimistic and gloomy nature, but because of his resilience. When his house is knocked down, he rebuilds it. When he's asked to be a pack animal, he does his job. When he loses his tail, he has Christopher Robin pin it back on. And he goes on about life and living, looking ahead, rather than stewing and fretting about the past. Blessings.